Alright, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Chances Are, 1989. In my last video, I never predicted what I was going to receive, and good thing too, because I would have got it all wrong. But there's a disc with Robert Downey Jr. Very young Robert Downey Jr. in 1989. This is going to be another romantic comedy. One of my least favorite genres, as you know, if you've been watching my channel for any good amount of time. And I'm giving it 1 out of 5 stars. I hated this flick. This guy's married to Cybill Shepherd. She's got big shoulders, and she's always in her brassiere in this one. It's a PG movie, so everything is off camera. And she's happily married, but the dude's best man is in love with her, and he reveals it at the wedding, which is kind of weird. This movie got positive reviews from critics, but it was a fine box office flop, and rightly so. Let me show you the other disc that I have. Tromaville. And this, I spilled hemp seed oil and Tabasco sauce all over my my Netflix sleeve. But there's a glass of Nukem High. This has a ton of bonus features. The only thing interesting, it has like a couple of hours of bonus features, of course, because it's an actual Michael Hertz, Lloyd Kaufman directed movie, so it's not somebody else's movie that they distributed. So they got all kinds of trauma marketing all over it. Lloyd Kaufman and Michael Hertz, 500-pound doppelganger, and there's an interesting dark-skinned lady in it. It's got the Motorhead music. Sacrifice, the song to Romeo and Juliet, which my first wife was interested in, but neither of us actually saw it. Maybe she did, I don't know. I think she liked Motorhead. So did I. Anyways, chances are, okay. So this movie is weird, man. It's got all kind of incestual stuff going on. And so Cybill Shepherd is happily married. The dude's best friend is the guy's name is Philip, I guess, and I don't know. His best friend is in love with their Cybill Shepherd. Then her husband dies in a car crash while he's waving at her. He's not paying attention to the car coming. So he dies, and he goes to some kind of Buddhist heaven where he ends up getting reincarnated. But he doesn't get the shot that makes him forget his previous life. So he's reincarnated in Washington, D.C., the belly of the beast, where Dennis Patrick from Dark Shadows played Jason McGuire, and Paul Stoddard in Dark Shadows. Looks like a slimy politician guy. Cybill Shepherd is running some kind of Smithsonian museum, wax figures of first ladies throughout U.S. history. And the other dude, her her dead husband's former best friend is helping taking care of the comely, short-haired young daughter who's going to Yale and learning how to be a public defender. Robert Downey Jr. just happens to be going to Yale too. I didn't know that Yale was in Washington, D.C., but okay. So Robert Downey Jr. reincarnated as Cybill Shepherd's dead husband. He tries to apply for a job at his former best friend's work, the Washington Post, which is another contemptible organization. Only decent work they did was Watergate back in the 70s, I guess. And then it started going downhill from there. But anyways, it's got the corny... Now I remember why I hated pop music so much back in the 80s. Listening to Rod Stewart, Forever Young, in this one. I thought I was going to puke, man. I was supposed to get Citizen X a couple days ago, but it didn't come. And I couldn't request another disc from Netflix because they said it might have been shipping delays or something. I hate shipping delays. If it's coming from San Jose, why would there be shipping delay? It's like 50 miles from here. Anyways, it's the holidays, and next week I got my son for the 4-day weekend. We're just gonna pig out on bacon, and I got a big thick thing of bacon, but I didn't put hardly any money in my Robinhood account. I'm really struggling hitting my financial goal this year. I came so close back in May. I was like within $500, and then my Robinhood account really went down about 20% since then. And so I'm looking at having to catch up with like $3,500 now from now until the end of the year, which is highly unlikely. But here at the war zone, the customers just aren't ordering Thanksgiving food. Maybe they got burned last year, or they're dying off, like I keep saying. But they probably had a bad taste in their mouth after last year's fiasco here. And that's why they're not ordering as much food this year. And all the drivers pretty mad that they don't have any routes to do. I always manage to find a way. Like if I get a half a route, I'll call in and I'll ask if they need a relief driver. If one of the drivers is running late, I'll go and relieve them. But the hungry driver, one of the contractors here, they try to avoid me if I go there. I went to San Jose on Monday, and the contractor was avoiding me. Like, she wouldn't wait for me. Then when I waited for her, she wouldn't come to the next stop. So strange days here. A lot of unhappy drivers having their hours cut and stuff. I thought I was the only unhappy driver, but I always find a way to extend my hours somehow. I had 23 stops in San Francisco this morning, which was pretty decent. Not bad. Anyways, getting back to chances are, I'm getting off topic here. There's supposed to be a big demonstration in Austria where everybody's getting locked down. Even if you've been vaccinated, they want to lock you down, like turn it into an Australian totalitarian state for the greater good. And the Joe Biden mandate is dead as a doornail. OSHA suspended their enforcement of it pending litigation, according to their website. And it's with the conservative Court of Appeals right now. It'll probably go to the Supreme Court. Either way, it's going to fail. So that's good news. I'm just worried that California is going to turn into Austria or something. Something crazy. They'll start mandating vaccines for everybody. It wouldn't surprise me. Once there's a spike, like I predicted there would be in November, politicians go crazy, like they have to do something. And they've already done enough damage already. But that won't stop them. Anyways, chances are, what can I say? Okay, so Robert Downey Jr. is looking for a job at, he's trying to force his way in to meet the boss at the Washington Post. And his former best friend has some kind of recollection of him in the back of his mind. So he offers to take him out to dinner at Cybill Shepherd's house. And so he recognizes Cybill Shepherd's comely youngin' blondie daughter, because they went to Yale together and start flirting and courting each other. Which is kind of weird, like I said, that he's courting his daughter 27 years later. And Cybill Shepherd looks the same age as she did in the beginning of the movie, so it doesn't make any sense at all. But you have to suspend disbelief if you're going to like this movie, I guess. Because it's totally ridiculous to me. Anyways, Robert Downey Jr. starts having flashbacks at the dinner party, and he starts acting crazy towards Cybill Shepherd. At first, she doesn't believe that he's her dead husband reincarnated, but then he kisses her and she believes it. So they start like hanging out, and she's bothered because at the hot dog stand the guy says, "Oh, that's your son." That happened to me at the library when I was dating a 27-year-old Chinese volleyball player, very tall, and and this guy at the library goes, "Oh, that's nice of you to bring your daughter with you." I said, "She's not my daughter," and he got all embarrassed. Oh man. Anyways, that was about 5 years ago, I think, when my son was much younger. He's going to be 12 on December 7th. I got him some bacon jerky. I got him the Golden Rule Tuttle Twins book. And I'm going to buy him some double fudge cake. I'm trying to give him 3 gifts because he's a good kid, especially when it comes to his ideology has changed from being a Trump supporter to being an anarcho-capitalist. Anyways, cool. He's matured quite a bit. I think he deserves it. I usually don't give him much other than the double fudge cake on his birthday. I don't know why, but I never really spoiled him like I should. I gave him an iPad though, and I gave him an iPhone and a Nintendo Switch, so I guess I'm somewhat generous. Not all the way though. I owe it to him. We got to make up for lost time when he gets to be 18 or something, maybe we can move to a saner place like Wyoming. But chances are, okay. So he starts acting crazy in the courtroom with his daughter. He accuses the judge of being on the take, and he starts jumping around the courtroom. He falls down the stairs, and then he gets the injection that makes him forget that he's the angel from Buddhist heaven who forgot to give him the injection. Makes him forget that he's Cybill Shepherd's husband. He comes down and shoots him with the injection, so he forgets everything, and he starts getting back together with his daughter again. It's kind of gross, man. And just the thought of it kind of made me feel dirty. And Cybill Shepherd starts making out with her dead husband's best friend. And then I don't want to spoil the ending, but that's pretty much the movie, and it's an hour. And oh my god, how long is this movie? It's way too long. It's an hour and 48 minutes. Holy cow. Unbelievable. I took like a 2-hour coma nap because I ran out of Redline, and the Tanforan Shell wasn't selling it. I have to go to vitamin store in Coma to see if I can find it. But I drank the Bang Blue Raz energy drink, and it didn't have the same effect. It's got the same kind of chemicals in it, but it's just not as powerful. So at around 11, I just took a 2-hour coma nap, and I felt kind of groggy afterwards, just because I was in such a deep state of coma during that nap. Waking up was difficult. But it's like snapping out of anesthesia or something. And I felt groggy, but I couldn't go back to sleep for some reason. So I only got 3.5 hours of sleep. I got a pretty decent 6 hours. I got lucky, and I got a San Jose route last night from a contractor driver who didn't show up. It's the only way I can get hours if one of the contractors doesn't show up. So enough rambling. I think it's going to take me a while to upload this because it's going on 18 minutes, but you get the gist of this movie. It's pretty bad. I say skip it. Class of Nukem High looks interesting. Looks like it might have some pretty decent gore in it. But it's got the stupid pollution plot, like China Syndrome or Toxic Avenger. It's the idiotic Tromaville stuff. Oh, the motorcycles are here. Isn't that nice? They're popping wheelies on Maritime. Laters.